左边，小情歌都没得我们甜，咖啡是加菲的甜甜圈，咖啡和快乐换了你选。Let's have it again，对青涩多一颗心。
Please note that this video is not sponsored in any way, and this video was also filmed before my birthday vlog from last week. You might remember this from my last video when I talked about how I'm learning to make stickers and starting my small business. This is the Epson EcoTank ET2800, and this is the printer model and brand that I currently have. So this, as I said earlier, this is the model that I currently have. It is an ink refill printer, but I think this will be good for printing my thank you cards if I don't end up having them being manufactured by Vistaprint. Something else that I've been looking into are these Cricut machines. Cricut machines are smart cutting machines that work with an easy to learn design app where you can basically just design your stickers, have them printed using your own printer, and then you can insert them into the Cricut and the Cricut cutting machines will cut them for you. They are a little bit more on the pricey side. As you can see, the Cricut Joy is about $200. I think that's the cheapest cutting machine. And then I think as the models get newer and newer, the price goes up. This will definitely be a huge business investment, but as of right now, I am just researching more about these Cricut cutting machines. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, kind of going in hand with the Cricuts, is sticker paper, but I wanted to touch on this a little bit more. I feel like this part of sticker paper goes more in hand with the Cricut machine if I do end up getting one in the future. There are so many different types and brands that produce sticker paper. So we have waterproof crystal paper, white matte crystal paper, vinyl paper again. Then, as you can see here, I'm on Amazon, but obviously there are other sites that you can purchase sticker paper on. So very quickly, I'm going to go through these options on the side here. So different brands have different qualities of paper. Like maybe some brands won't have as good quality as others. I recommend that you do your research about which brands you should invest in for good quality. And then sticker paper can come in many colors if you want something. I think the most common one is just plain white because small businesses will print their own designs on it. Okay, so the shapes mean like these. If I wanted to print a design onto these heart sticker sheet, if I wanted to print something on those heart stickers, then I would definitely choose one of these. Okay, so you'll definitely be seeing a lot more of this spreadsheet that I made a few months ago. This spreadsheet basically has all the information for my manufacturers, my packaging, other manufacturers that I was looking more into, and all of the items that I have chosen out for my very first items. And then right here I have the quantity, price, and reviews, as well as the size. And then I also have the unit price for each of the items, so the stickers, the die cut stickers, the sticker sheets, and the keychains. And then here I have the total price with the number of designs. Then I have the printing stationery, like the notepads and the bookmarks. I have some information about the settings, not really the settings, but like the design for the bookmarks and the notepads. Where I'm planning to sell is a very broad question. I would much rather sell on Shopify because it has been recommended by so many small business owners that I follow. So basically, Shopify has so many good recommendations, and it is something that I really want to look more into. It really depends on the pricing as well, because if it's too expensive to start for me as a beginner, then I'll definitely have to find something else. I'm not going to be taking you behind the scenes to see how I've gone through the process of my store name, branding, and products. So here we are, day 1 of using this notebook as my small business notebook. Okay, so the first thing that I did, this was where I started writing down all of my products. So I started writing down these products before I made the Google Docs, before I made the Google Sheets. So at first I was going for 2 manufacturers for my stickers, Hub City Slaps and Sticker Mule. Now I'm only looking at Sticker Mule for my items. Here I came back about 4 months later. I put in a very, very quick update in here. All I wrote down was that I'm no longer getting anything manufactured from Hub City. Now, I said no longer buying from Hub City because after I did some of the calculations, I realized that it would be better to just invest into one sticker manufacturer than multiple. Next, we have the start of my logo and business name. So now we have some new logo ideas and a new business name idea. So first up we have Scribble Sweet. And here I have just a bunny standing up and a bunny's head. I was just putting down the random ideas, and I think after I drew these, I kind of floated away from the new logo and name. As I was going through this notebook very slowly, probably I would write it about every 2 to 3 months, it was something that I needed to write down all the updates that had happened between that time. So the first quick update that I wrote down was that I'm switching to glassine bags and not printing anything on my tracing paper. So when I first started leaning more into the small business idea, I got really excited and I started printing a few packaging. These were my receipt cards. So this was the very first thing. I think I printed about 20 to 30 of these. And then I also printed out a design onto tracing paper and folded it into this glassine bag. So I would print out a design onto tracing paper and then I would fold it using double-sided tape down the middle. And then it would form a bag able to put all of my stuff in. And then you can see that I wrote down switching brand name and logo, as well as switching my YouTube channel to a new name and switching all of my content to business. And here at the bottom I have some new business name ideas. So I had Stationery Sprout Studio, Notebook Nest Studio, Journal Joy, Scribble Sweet or Sweet Scribbles, Mochi Studio, Mochi Goods, Kawaii Craft, and Stuck on Cute. So out of these, at the time I went with Stuck on Cute. So here it brings us to January 4th, 2025. And now it brings us to present day. And then here you saw me in the intro, I was writing down some content creation ideas. Design with me, cozy morning, working on my small business, and a week in my life, which I would be doing during my summer break. Okay, so this is the tripod that I use for filming all of my videos. It is a black tripod that extends to about 5 feet 4 inches, I'm pretty sure. But it has the legs that you can unlock to fold them out, and then it has 4 different tabs that you can also unlock to extend it. There's a little twisty thing that you can use to angle your tripod. This part is what you use for attaching your phone, and that is the tripod that I use. I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. Next, we have the phone model. So I have an iPhone 12 Pro, and it is what I use to record all of my videos. I use it for filming everything, and it is a really good phone that I use. As I'm a beginner, I haven't invested into a camera, but I'm hoping to in the very future. So this is what I use as my mic for my voiceovers and for my videos. Basically, it's just a normal pair of earbuds, except right here it has a little thing that I use to speak in for my voiceovers and stuff. Another thing that I use a lot for designing my thumbnails is Canva. Canva is something that is really easy, especially for designing thumbnails for all of my YouTube videos, because it has a really easy interface. You upload your image and then you can add different elements if you wanted different additions onto your thumbnail, as well as text and some other things. So Canva is something that I've also been using a lot. So that's basically it for this whole video. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to like and subscribe and follow along if you want to follow this small business journey. Even if you don't have all the tools yet, you can still start planning and dreaming. So if you're making your own small business, what tools are you using or saving up for? Thank you once again for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.